Welcome to my channel, Frugal John. Today we're going to be tackling my old noisy ceiling fan. Anyway, I'll bring you over and show you what the old one looks like. I'll let you guys keep an eye on it while I go turn the breaker off for it. Like I say, the globe on this has been broken for a while. Get rid of that. Don't mind my sketchy setup here. It's the only way I can get up there and reach it. Watch, screws may fall. And there's another one over here. Nothing there. I'm going to take this plate off here. I'm going to have to cut around here because it's all paint. It's kind of glued into place with paint. There we go. And see what we got to get this out of here. Ground automatically came off. No safety on this. Okay, so to make my life simple, I'm just going to cut the wires down here because this fan's not going to be used again. And I brace myself. I'll just cut it here. Another short screw. Okay, so we're going to take all this tape off. And there goes a moret. Okay, so that wasn't on very tight. It wasn't twisted on tight at all. Okay. Wow. Maybe you thought the tape held everything. Okay. It did stay on there for quite a few years. Now it's not on tight at all either. We got our line power. We got our neutral. We got our ground up here, which is screwed to the box. So I'm probably going to have to add a piece. Let's go look at the new fan and see what I have, see what I got for wires. So we got a note here saying it's a DC motor and blah, blah, blah. Okay. We got the diffuser for the light. We got the cover. We got the light itself. That's all the LEDs and a hook up to it. Got the mounting thing that hooks onto the box so it doesn't fall off.
It's heavy?
Yeah.
It's not easy to connect the...
Okay, that's the electric motor, and your under there is where your fans get hooked in. And here are the fans. So the fan rated box that's up there had these screws in them. These, and I had to go out to hardware store and pick up these. There's the difference. I tried this little guy, it wouldn't do. So if you're going to put a fan in, apparently it's a common problem. Get the longer screws. Okay, so we're good with that. The washers I'm going to use off of this bag here with the star. So I'm going to put the washers on there to hook the bracket on. So get this side or the wood side. Now I'm going to go this side, wood down. And I want this down. This piece goes in here. And then there's two screws that are in the triangle bag that go in there. I want to make sure these are going on nice and even all the way pushed in. We got all our fan blades in, tightened up. And the next thing, I'm going to put the light on, also down here. This wire gets hooked up. Little hook right here, and a little catch right here, so this should go this way. And my guess is that goes inside. And you turn it till it clicks, and it clicked. I put it up there. I'm not going to put the lens on now because I don't want to break it. The lens is right here, but I'm going to wait because it's plastic and I can move this around and break it. So that'd be the last thing I put on. I needed some extra ground wire. I'll show you what I did in the box when we get there. So I just took it off a regular 14.2. I also, reason why it's so long and it's already up there, I did it off camera. Was because I needed some more of the black and the white that was in this for the other project with the LED lights in the basement. Anyway, so I used the ground that was in there and I set it up here because when you notice when I took it off, there's only one ground and it just went to the box. So now it's changed. Okay, so what I did in the box is the ground screws in right, came off the main harness here and went right over to the ground here to the box. So I took it off of there, I put a barrette, and I cut 2 pieces of wire, so one went from the barrette back over to where the ground is on the box, and the other one comes down, it's going to go to the light. Okay, so they got these connectors on here where you just push it in, and you got to cut these at the right length. So right length on that is measured back here. So I just measured that and I cut them, these two at the right length, and this doesn't really matter because that's the ground. So you take these and you peel them back so they go straight up, straight up, straight up. So you got your main line, main power, you got your green, which is ground, and you got your white, which is neutral. So the way I always like hooking anything up, I always hook ground first, shove it in until it stops, and then you turn it down and it's locked in both sides. The black one now, you push it in until it stops, and you tug it. They made it really easy. The neutral, you push it in until it stops, and you test them all. Okay, they're all good. Yeah, one on one side, one on the other side. Let me get my, that goes in there without dropping it. Goes in the box here. You can start it by hand. Okay, can you go down and get me the other one? Then you get this lined up dead center. I'll move these wires after I get it tightened up. They have rubber feet for the fan, so you just line it up dead center. And you tighten it up. That makes it nice and tight. Okay, so this one is for the remote. It gets plugged in here. There's the thing, and it's color coded. So that goes on there, and then the remote plugs into the fan, and the ground plugs in right here. So we're going to get our fan in, and we're going to see where this is going to fit. Okay, so this is getting in my way, this wire tie. So there, so now I get all the wires out of my way. I'm going to put this cover on. That goes up to hide all the wires. So we'll get that on here first before we get it up there. Bring all your wires through it. You leave that there, so as I put it up, that's there, and then I can shove that in place after. Okay, bring it over here. Okay, so we got it in. I need the hand. I may miss a couple of clips on that. So anyway, like I say, this just plugs in to this, and I got to figure how to hide all my wires. So this one is red and pink. Plugs into the red and pink. This one is multicolor. There's blue. That plugs in there. Then your ground which plugs in up here on this ground. And your ground, so that's all the wires plugged in. So I gotta tuck that all up here. And our safety wire, which is here, which I loosened that wire already to get in, to get it hooked up. I'm gonna bring it through here. Okay, so I was having trouble with the safety cable. So I punched it through and I went up in the attic and I screwed it to the main joist. So safety's done. And then wires were also a little difficult to all squeeze under there. Anyway, wires are done. Next I'm going to put the cover on and I'm going to try it. So back in a second. One spot there. One spot there, so you line through here to that spot. Then you turn it.
Okay. Stay there and get
and that's it.
Okay, stay there.
No, don't turn the breaker on. I'm going to get down because I'm going to have my head by the fan. Okay, I'll go turn the breaker on. Oh, it's bright. So it came with a remote and battery, so we'll get that set up. Take that. And put your cover back on. This one's supposed to be the light. It moves a lot of air. Light. And that is sucking up air. So we're going to hold the fan down until it stops. And then it should go the other way. There we go. Hold the up arrow. Let's just read how the remote works. That's fast. It's got a bit of a wobble to it. My next thing on this one here is, here's a switch on and off. So if I'm going upstairs, I turn it on. I go upstairs, I got no switch up there. There's no switch up here to turn it off. And you can't really hook the remote to the wall. The simple fact is, if the switch is off, the remote's useless. So I'm going to hook up a wireless remote switch on here. Years ago, I had an electrician in, he said whoever ran this ran the wrong wire going up here. I think he said they ran 14.2. It was supposed to have been a 14.3 to run it. Anyway, wrong wire in here. He said you'd have to cut the whole wall and run a new wire. Not going to do that. I'm just going to run a remote. That'll be the next video. Okay, a month and a half later, as I was editing the video, I noticed it wasn't good enough. So I'm going to redo what I did to get rid of the wobble. It was my bad, my mistake. What it was I didn't do 2B on the instructions. I always follow the instructions. I know I'm a guy, you're not supposed to, but sometimes it does come in handy. Anyway, what I did is when they pack this, they have that turned down to fit in the box. The top lever that goes into the ceiling that hooks up right here. So, and there's a little cap there that screws. You gotta, after you lift it straight up and down, you push it down, then you twist it clockwise. And then that locks it. So it's on a hinge there. So what it was doing was just sitting there freely, really freely. So any little wobble, once I got over about 3/4 of the fan speed, it started doing this. It's because it was into that area that wasn't locked in. Anyway, no more wobble. Being close to Christmas, I figured I'd add this. I always put a link in the description, affiliate link. I get a small commission. You guys don't pay any extra for it. But I just want to mention this because it makes a good Christmas gift. What I like about it is the battery in here takes an 18650, which are these. And I just pull them out of other things that died. This one's out of a... which is also in here, I believe. That's out of a Ring doorbell battery. These are out of a Milwaukee drill. And I believe this one came with probably this. Anyway, so what you do here is just unscrew it. And you take it out. You throw another one in and you continue working. So there's no, oh no, my battery's dying. And you put it in this charger. You go down, and it will take 2. So you're charging, you got spares. You can work for 24 hours straight and never lose your light. Let's say if you're doing automotive stuff or doing stuff in the crawl space, dark area. That's why I like these. I've had that now for about 2 years. I originally bought this one about 2 years ago, and I've been using it ever since. These came on sale at Costco. Infinity, they call them, X1. They take identical battery, but they sealed the ends. You can't get at the battery. So therefore, this charges batteries fairly quickly. This takes forever once the battery runs down and you plug it in. So, much better with the replaceable battery. Okay. Anyway, I'll put a link in the description for that, along with the charger. Okay, so it does come with a remote. Hit it once, light goes off, hit it again, it comes back on. You hit the fan once, it comes on. It's a DC motor. That's why there's a bit of noise when it starts. And if I push the fan and hold it, it's going to go reverse the other way. If I do the up and down arrows, it's just going to go faster. So it moves a lot of air. Anyway, that's my installation of the Hunter ceiling fan. It's best to have a qualified electrician to do it. It is quite dangerous when you get all your stuff out here, and plus you're dealing with electrical. So have a qualified electrician do the installation for you. Anyway, if you like the video, appreciate a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit the bell. Thanks for watching my channel. Bye for now. The frugal part is you don't need a lot of money to have nice things. You can do stuff yourself, which saves you a lot of money. You can fix stuff that you find, and then you have nice stuff. Say my garage door, that was off somebody's house, that was free. My windows in the garage, I got them 6 years old off a house they were tearing down. Like I say, to be frugal, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to skimp, and being frugal is not always about being cheap on everything. A lot of people think it is. Frugal is being really wise with your money. Anyway, bye for now.